A lawyer used ChatGPT to write a legal brief. It cited 6 court cases. The judge checked, none of them existed. Made up names, made up citations, made up rulings. The lawyer got sanctioned. ChatGPT didn't lie. It didn't make a mistake. So what happened? Hallucination is when an LLM generates content that is fluent, confident, and completely wrong. Not typos, not misunderstandings. Completely fabricated information delivered with the exact same tone as facts. The dangerous part? It sounds identical to when it's right. Here's the core problem. When you ask a question, you think the model looks up an answer and responds. But what it actually does is ask, given all the text I've seen during training, what token is most likely to come next? That's it. That's the entire mechanism. Think of it like someone who has read every book in a library but can never go back and check them. They can only recall patterns. What kind of answer typically follows this kind of question? Most of the time, the pattern matches reality, but sometimes it generates a plausible answer from a pattern that doesn't correspond to any real fact. Type 1, fabricated facts. The model states something specific and real-sounding, but entirely invented. Ask about the Mumbai-Pune Expressway, and it might say completed in 2002, close, but construction actually continued until 2003. The model treats both precise facts and subtle fabrications with equal confidence. Type 2, fabricated citations. This is exactly the lawyer problem. The model generates academic-looking references, real-sounding author names, plausible titles, believable venues. You literally cannot tell without checking. It might cite AL 2023 at IPS, and it sounds perfectly legitimate. Type 3, false confidence on ambiguous questions. Ask whether Rust or Go is better for, and the model will pick a side and argue it definitively. There is no definitive answer, but models are trained on text where people state opinions confidently, so that's what they do. Type 4, conflation. The model merges information from different sources. Ask about the Salar Museum in Hyderabad, and it might say it houses the diamond. The museum is real. The diamond is real, but the diamond is in the Tower of London. The model just conflated 2 facts about Indian heritage. Here's the hard truth. The model cannot know it's wrong. There is no internal fact-checking mechanism. A token generated from memorized training data and a token generated from a plausible pattern both come from the exact same process. Both feel identical to the model. It has no way to distinguish between the two. So how do we fight back? Strategy 1, retrieval augmented generation, or RAG. Instead of relying on the model's memory, you give it the actual source material. Retrieve your real refund policy from a database, put it in the context window, and tell the model to answer based only on that document. Strategy 2, set temperature to 0 for factual tasks. Low temperature means the model picks the highest probability token every time. Less creative, but significantly less likely to hallucinate. Strategy 3, explicitly give the model permission to say I don't know. Models hallucinate partly because they're trained to always be helpful. Strategy 4, chain of thought prompting. Instead of asking for just the answer, force the model to show its reasoning step by step. When intermediate steps are visible, errors become obvious instead of hidden inside a confident final answer. Strategy 5, self-verification. Ask the model to review its own output for uncertain claims. The bottom line, hallucination cannot be completely eliminated in language models. It's not a bug, it's a mathematical consequence of the architecture. The model predicts tokens based on probability. Correctness is simply not a variable in that equation. But with RAG, low temperature, careful prompting, and verification, you can make it much, much safer.